A packed stadium, the dreamy melodies of Coldplay filling the air, and a jumbotron flashing a moment that would ignite a firestorm across the internet. On July 16, 2025, at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts, what seemed like an innocent kiss cam moment turned into a corporate scandal that brought down two top executives at Astronomer, a rising star in the AI and data analytics world. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking resignation of Kristin Cabot, Astronomer's chief people officer, following her viral moment with former CEO Andy Byron at that now infamous Coldplay concert. Buckle up, because this story is a wild ride of corporate drama, public outrage, and a cautionary tale about privacy in the age of social media. Let's set the scene. Coldplay's frontman, Chris Martin, is working his magic on stage, pausing to engage the crowd with a fun jumbotron segment. He announces they'll be spotlighting fans, maybe even singing a birthday tune. The camera pans to a couple locked in a cozy embrace, swaying to the music. The crowd cheers until the pair realizes they're on the big screen. The man ducks out of sight, and the woman frantically covers her face. Chris Martin, ever the showman, quips either they're having an affair or they're just very shy. The stadium erupts in laughter, but that fleeting moment, captured by concertgoer Grace Springer and shared on TikTok, would soon explode into a scandal dubbed #ColdplayGate, racking up over 45 million views and counting. By the next day, internet sleuths had done their work. The couple was identified as Andy Byron, the married CEO of Astronomer, and Kristin Cabot, the company's chief people officer. Both were high-profile executives at a tech startup valued at $740 million after a massive $93 million funding round in May 2025. Astronomer, for those who don't know, isn't about stargazing. It's a New York-based data orchestration platform that empowers data teams to build analytics and AI solutions. Byron, who took the helm in 2023, and Cabot, who joined in November 2024, were supposed to be leading the charge. Instead, they found themselves at the center of a media frenzy. The video was no ordinary concert clip. It showed Byron with his arms wrapped around Cabot, a moment that looked far too intimate for two colleagues, especially since both were married to other people. Byron, 50, has been married to Megan Kerrigan Byron, with whom he shares two teenage sons, and lives in Northborough, Massachusetts. Cabot, meanwhile, is married to Andrew Cabot, the CEO of Privateer Rum, a Massachusetts-based distillery, and they have two children. Public records confirm Cabot, whose maiden name is Stanek, was previously married to Kenneth Thornby, with their divorce finalized in 2022. The viral clip sent shockwaves through their personal and professional lives, with social media lighting up with speculation about an affair. The fallout was swift and brutal. Within hours, Megan Kerrigan Byron removed Byron from her Facebook profile and deactivated her account after it was flooded with comments about her husband's alleged infidelity. One user wrote, "No woman deserves to wake up to that kind of news." Another quipped, "Hopefully she's well aware of his embarrassing behind, and that video just adds the icing on the cake for his shame." Meanwhile, Cabot's LinkedIn profile, where she once described herself as a passionate people leader known for building award-winning cultures, was scrubbed from the internet. Byron followed suit, deleting his LinkedIn page as the scandal gained traction. Astronomer didn't sit idly by. On July 18, the company announced that both Byron and Cabot had been placed on immediate administrative leave pending a formal investigation. The board issued a statement saying, "Astronomer is committed to the values and culture that have guided us since our founding. Our leaders are expected to set the standard in both conduct and accountability." They also debunked a fake apology circulating online, supposedly from Byron, clarifying he hadn't made any public statements. The company's response was measured, but the public wasn't so forgiving. Ex-users were relentless, with one posting, "You'd have to think Kristin Cabot will resign or be terminated also. My heart goes out to Megan Kerrigan and her two teen sons." The fallout of this date is devastatingly wild. By July 19, Andy Byron had resigned. Astronomer confirmed his departure in a LinkedIn post, stating, "Andy Byron has tendered his resignation, and the board of directors has accepted. The board will begin a search for our next chief executive as co-founder and chief product officer Pete DeJoy continues to serve as interim CEO." The statement emphasized that Byron had failed to meet the company's standards, a clear nod to the scandal. Pete DeJoy, stepping into the interim role, acknowledged the chaos, saying, "The events of the past few days have received a level of media attention that few companies, let alone startups in our small corner of the data and AI world, ever encounter. The spotlight has been unusual and surreal for our team, and while I would never have wished for it to happen like this, astronomer is now a household name. But what about Kristin Cabot? For a few days, her fate seemed uncertain. Legal experts weighed in, explaining why she hadn't been fired immediately. Attorney Nicole Brunecki told the New York Post, "In a real-world big company, you can't just fire someone because the headlines are ugly. If HR greenlit what happened with Coldplay, and there is a supporting paper trail, heads will likely roll. It just might take a few more days before the axe drops." The delay sparked heated debate online, with ex-users questioning why Cabot remained while Byron was out. One post read, "I wonder if Kristin Cabot will also resign," while another called the situation a cautionary tale for modern corporate governance. Then, on July 24, 2025, astronomer confirmed to multiple outlets, including Fox Business, CNBC, and the BBC, that Kristin Cabot had resigned. A company spokesperson stated, "I can confirm that Kristin Cabot is no longer with Astronomer. She has resigned." Her profile was promptly removed from the company's Meet the Team page, signaling the end of her tenure. The announcement came just a week after the concert, capping off a whirlwind of scrutiny that turned a private moment into a public spectacle. Neither Cabot nor Byron has commented publicly, leaving the internet to fill the void with memes, hot takes, and endless speculation. The scandal wasn't just about a possible affair, it raised bigger questions about workplace ethics. Cabot, as Chief People Officer, was responsible for fostering an ethical culture and holding leadership accountable. Her close relationship with Byron, as seen on the Jumbotron, sparked criticism about potential misuse of power. A Times of India report noted, HR professionals are meant to ensure fair employee treatment and foster ethical practices. An overly personal relationship between the Chief of People Strategy and the CEO can erode trust, compromise objectivity, and expose the company to legal and reputational risks. Social media echoed this sentiment, with one ex-user joking, "She's really living up to the title of Chief People Officer," referencing her cozy moment with Byron. The irony wasn't lost on anyone. In a January 2025 interview with HR Tech Series, Cabot had said, "Magic happens when you align the people strategy to the business strategy." In a now-deleted LinkedIn post, she wrote, "I lead by example and win trust with employees of all levels, from CEOs to managers to assistants." Those words came back to haunt her as netizens dug up her posts, questioning her professionalism. Another post, where she praised Byron for energizing her about opportunities at Astronomer, added fuel to the fire. The public's outrage wasn't just about infidelity, it was about the betrayal of trust in a corporate setting, especially at a company positioning itself as a leader in the AI industry. As Astronomer moves forward, Pete DeJoy is steering the ship, promising to refocus on the company's mission. But the #ColdplayGate saga has left a lasting mark. It's a stark reminder of how quickly a private moment can become a global headline in the age of smartphones and social media. Natalie Trice, a publicist, told Newsweek, "This isn't some random kiss cam slip, it's high-profile theater on a global stage." The damage was immediate and public. Darren Benars, a psychotherapist, added, "Cheating scandals hit us where it hurts. They activate primal fears around betrayal, abandonment, and broken trust. That raw, panicked reaction is magnetic in a culture saturated with performance." So, where does this leave us? Two executives are out, their personal lives are under a microscope, and Astronomer is left to rebuild its reputation. The internet, of course, hasn't let up, with memes and jokes about Coldplay concerts and Jumbotrons flooding X. One user quipped, "Two rules: never try to hide from the Jumbotron and never run from cops or dogs." Another joked, their spouses would have left them anyway once they learned of their Coldplay fetish. The scandal has even overshadowed Coldplay's tour, with Chris Martin's playful comment becoming the soundtrack to this corporate meltdown. As for Astronomer, the company is trying to move on, but the spotlight isn't fading anytime soon. Will they recover from this PR nightmare? Can Pete DeJoy steer the company back to its data-driven roots? And what's next for Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this story has gripped the world, from Boston to the far corners of the internet. So, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.